And then while you're visiting, you're going to get a job. When you get this job, you're going to hang around for a couple more months, a couple more years. Just live your best life, and like, what could go wrong? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Dabby and I make YouTube videos. Most of the videos I make are like about the UK because I moved to the UK 3 years ago. Now, when I started this channel, that was kind of what I had in mind. The fact that there's so many people out there who want to move to the UK or have recently moved to the UK and kind of want to have an idea of what it's like, how to do things, stuff like that. I'm always so happy to answer questions from you guys, like DM, whether it's emails, even in the comments. Like I'm glad to answer questions. One of the most common questions I get is, can I work in the UK using a visiting visa? Can you? That's what today's video is about. That is the topic of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to see more of my videos. And also, I actually hit 1,000 subscribers recently. I am so grateful to each and every one of you who have subscribed to my channel and have ever liked any of my videos. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm gonna get straight into the video. So you have a plan. Some might even say it is a brilliant plan. Your plan is get a 6 months visiting visa to the UK, maybe even a year, maybe 2. Just a visiting visa, and then while you're visiting, you're going to get a job. When you get this job, you're going to hang around for a couple more months, a couple more years. Just live your best life, and like, what could go wrong?
Oh my God! Wow!
What could go wrong is this is illegal. This is very much illegal. I understand that a lot of people's situations is what pushes them to make this decision, is what makes them think, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. Now, if that is what you want to do, I want you to, 1, know it's illegal, and then 2, I'm not going to tell you to not do that. What I'm here to tell you today is everything you need to know before you take that decision. That decision is going to lead you down quite not the easiest life, but I'm going to get into just a couple of reasons why you want to think twice before doing this. So the biggest part of your plan is getting a job, right? Majority of employers in the UK require an NI number. What is an NI number? A national insurance number. Now, this is a number that is given to every individual who works in the United Kingdom by the government. So usually if you haven't been given it like from when you're like much younger, when you're a teenager or something, usually you still would have to apply for it. You apply with the government. Now, how are you going to get this number if you're hiding from the government? You're not going to be able to get this number if you have a visiting visa. That's just not possible because you shouldn't be working there in the first place. You don't have the correct papers to work in the UK with a visiting visa, hence not being able to get an NI number. If you don't have an NI number, employers will not employ you. Do you get the problem with that now? So if you still manage to somehow get a job without having an NI number or getting someone else's NI number and using it, the issue with that is there is a very high possibility you will be underpaid. Now, what do I mean by underpaid? In the UK, there is a minimum wage. A minimum wage per hour, I believe, I'll put it up somewhere on the screen, is whatever is up there. That minimum wage exists for a reason. The minimum wage is a number that is calculated by the government to make sure that you can actually afford to live if you're being paid less than this amount, there's a very high possibility you'll struggle to be able to afford the most basic amenities. A lot of people who decide to employ people knowing that they are not in the country legally tend to pay below this amount because they know they can take advantage of you and you can't really do much about it. So the next issue is traveling. So once you've found a way somehow to stay in the UK and kind of overstay your visa, you might want to go on holiday, or you might just want to go back to your country just to visit. You're not going to be able to do that because once you do that, you cannot get back into the UK. You're not sure as hell not going to get another visa to come back into the UK. And the issue with that is whatever life you've built for yourself in the UK, during that period, that's the end of it. You've fully been cut off from it just for making one trip. Like, just keep that in mind, that not having that access to go back home, whether it's even for like a wedding, whether it's for a funeral, anything, you can't leave, because once you leave, you're not coming back in. So this is one that I feel like a lot of people might think, oh, I'm not going to be in that situation because I'm not going to tell anybody. We're human beings. You have a very high tendency to snitch on yourself.
I am the way your son don't get.
Whether it is by mistake or willingly just telling someone you think you love or someone that is a friend that you trust. The issue with that is you can't trust people. There is always the possibility that once you tell that one person, you're going to feel paranoid as hell. You don't know whether they're going to snitch on you to the government. You don't know whether a friend of theirs is going to snitch because they're going to tell someone else. The possibilities are endless, and to be honest, it's just very scary. Renting while you don't have all your papers. Now, this one is especially difficult because there are specific laws around this. They were recently put in place, if I'm not mistaken, but basically the law is kind of like, if there is a landlord who has someone, a tenant, who is in the country illegally, they are liable to the fact that they have an illegal person on their property. They could, if I'm not mistaken, it's either they could be fined or they could go to prison for you.
Seriously, what the fuck are you doing?
If you get my drift. So a lot of landlords are very, very strict with making sure they can like see that you are very legitimate on paper. Now, I don't think anyone wakes up in the morning and they're like, you know what? I want to be sick today, or I want to be ill today. No one does that. The issue is that isn't how being ill or needing healthcare works. Usually no one expects it. Now the issue is, if you are in the UK illegally, you will have very, very limited access to healthcare. If I'm not mistaken, you can go to the like accident and emergency, A&E, if you have a like literally very urgent problem. If you go there, they will help you. They will not turn you away. However, there are a number of other issues that you could have that need you to just see a doctor for you to figure out what's going on, catch something early. You never know. You don't have access to a lot of that if you don't have an NHS number, which is a National Health Service number. This is given to everyone who lives in the country, and that is how they access healthcare. Now, before I round up, I just want to say that I understand that a lot of people who kind of make this decision because they know other people who this has worked for. They know other people, aunties, uncles, people like that, who are even advising them to do that. Please be aware that immigration policies change all the time. The immigration policies in the UK 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 years ago are not the same as they are right now. Things change. So please make sure you have all the necessary information before taking such a massive step in your life. I hope today's video has been really helpful, and I hope I have given you a lot more information to rethink that plan. And yeah, I will see you in my next video.